Hi, my name is Rosie Hamlyn. I'm a solicitor and partner in the Court of Protection team at Thompson, Snell and Passmore. The Court of Protection is a court based up in London whose role is there to protect vulnerable individuals. The court has authority to make decisions on an individual's behalf when they lack capacity to make that decision themselves. These decisions can relate to either health and welfare or property and financial affairs. There are two types of deputies, a property and financial affairs deputy and a health and welfare deputy. Property and financial deputies are appointed to help administer and manage somebody's finances. A health and welfare deputy will make decisions in relation to where somebody is to live and what care and medical treatment they're to receive. Any adult over the age of 18 can make an application to the Court of Protection to be appointed as a deputy, but ultimately it's at the discretion of the court as to who to appoint. Every applicant has to complete a deputy's declaration which outlines their suitability for the role. There may be some cases when the court will want a professional deputy involved, in which case a solicitor or a firm's trust corporation could be appointed. An application for the appointment of a deputy can be made as soon as there is medical evidence concluding that that person lacks capacity to manage their financial affairs. At that point, they will come within the scope of the court and their jurisdiction. Application is made on prescribed Court of Protection forms, and the medical evidence will need to accompany that application. You'll need to provide details of the person's assets and the value of the money that the applicant may be managing on their behalf if they're appointed as deputy. Firstly, the deputy has to consider whether the individual has the capacity to make the specific decision that's been asked of them. Capacity is time specific and it's issue specific. Just because somebody lacks capacity to manage their property and financial affairs as a whole doesn't mean that they lack capacity to make smaller decisions in relation to smaller amounts of money. The deputy only has authority to make decisions that people don't have capacity to make for themselves. If they do have to make decisions on that person's behalf, they have to consider what would be in that person's best interests. In order to consider best interests, they would still need to speak with the individual themselves. Just because they lack capacity doesn't mean that they can't have any sort of input into the decision. The deputy would also need to speak and consult with family, any clinicians who are involved in the person's needs, and only then would they be able to come to a decision that they consider to be in that person's best interests. The Court of Protection team at Thompson, Snell and Passmore specialise in property and affairs deputyships. For more information and the contact details of the team, please refer to our website.